Well, g'day viewers. Okay, so something I want to show you. Watch a lot of videos on head voiding and all this sort of thing. Nobody ever seems to mention anything about the valves. I mean, some of it's pretty obvious. See, I mean, look at the amount of carbon that's on there, because there's even more on the exhaust. Yeah, that's going to affect your flow. There's carbon around here. You also, want to focus on getting all of this clean too, because this carbon is what causes valves to stick. Especially after you've lapped them in, everything might come up a little bit further. So you want to get all that off. And also on the top, this can soak in, it sort of absorb some of your fuel. That you can get pre-ignition. Like pre-ignition is when it keeps firing after you turn it off. You get a build up of carbon, and generally it just sort of affects the flow. So we're going to clean it up on the wire wheel. And I'm going to show you something else. It's a bit of getting off sometimes. The other thing, the carbon up around the tip, because I've taken it off, removed the valve, that little bit of carbon, could prevent your collets from clipping right into place. Take that off as well. Okay. You'll notice, because I just cleaned all these valves. Oh, this is the last one I haven't cleaned. And I was looking at it, and try and get this so you can see it properly. Look at the lip that's on that valve. Oh, that's close to 1 millimetre high. Now, it probably doesn't matter too much on the exhaust, but because the exhausts are flowing this way. But your inlet, your fuel and air is flowing this way. It's going to hit this lip, and it's going to deflect off, back, whatever. It's not going to flow smoothly past it. That's sticking out quite severely. Anyway, so I've done the others. I'll show you what I've come up with. And this has got to be done real carefully. You don't want to touch like the sealing face of the valve. You put a scratch in that, and then you got you basically need to get them recut. You're not going to be able to lap it in if you put a scratch on it. But I'm going to take that lip off. Switched on. Taking a lip off. That was actually more severe on that than the other ones. And so your sealing edge, usually, like when you lap it in, you'll get a very fine line. Yeah, it'll be right down on this high point usually. It's not usually up that far anyway. Well, you can see it on here. You can see the shiny bit and the black line. So, you know, I haven't ground down, you know, to where it seals anyway. As I said, I've been very careful. Still a bit ridgy actually. I might actually emery some of those scratches out a little bit too. Yeah, because as I said, all the air and your fuel that comes through the ports has to flow past this. So, yeah, as I said, it's just an observation I made this morning while I was just sitting there looking at it, you know. That lip has to affect the flow severely, you know. So, anyway, taking it off. And, yeah, I don't know if anybody else has ever heard of people doing that. So I'm not going to worry about the exhausts. The exhausts are... well, it's flowing the opposite way to start with. Yeah. These ones cleaned up fairly smooth. I said that one I sort of gouged. I got gougy lines in it. I'll learn me that. But yeah, exhaust has got not. It's sort of a lip, but yeah, you can see actually where this one the sealing point was actually coming down close to that. So yeah, I don't want to take that off. Also, yeah, exhaust valves are the ones that burn out anyway. So yeah, you want to leave like maximum thickness on there just to protect it. And anyway, I just sort of show that, and it just intrigued me that all these people porting heads and things and doing videos on them, and nobody seems to pay any attention whatsoever to the valves themselves. So yeah. You know, like when they're opening, they don't open that far, you know, so yeah, just that little millimetre of extra blockage is definitely got to affect it. Anyway, leave it at that. Just something I wanted to point out. So, okay, thanks for watching. Bye.